Now I see if updating the stream key worked.
Shawn, can you check Vorpal Tales Twitch and see if they came from Need to See stream starting
It
soon?
says live, but we're still doing. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me refresh real quick because that happened
Yeah, that
also.
refresh thing is annoying.
All right. Yeah, we got the thing.
Okay.
Right at 10, start the roll. We're going to let it run for the full 5 minutes.
At 10, we're going to run the Onyx roll for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like you said, give people time to come in and shit, whatever.
We're actually on the screen.
That's
Okay.
me. Yep.
Yeah,
No,
we should be on the screen, but we're
no, no,
not
no, no,
starting
no.
the
I
roll.
messed up. I put the overlay up.
Oh,
I gotta stop clicking. Okay, we're good.
you're fine. I may have done that a half a dozen times.
Is the audio coming through right now?
You should have an X through both of, or a line through both of desktop audio Good evening, Scare fans. This week, we are playing session 1 of our new They Came From Beneath the Sea B movie. They Came From Devil's Reef. That was a lackluster sound effect. This is our second They Came From Beneath the Sea game. Let's try this one, boys and ladies. There it is. And we are super excited to be playing it live on the Onyx Path channel. Last week, our fan favorite, Furiously Fantastic Femmes and Fellows, spent a lot of time running from their lives, from a briny bevy of brainwashed blokes and broads, but in the end, they defeated the menace of the brain eels. After which, they were all offered jobs working for the government as agents for a classified department, moving about the country dealing with and covering up encounters with the inhuman terrors of the deep. So everyone, gather in a little closer to the fire because it's very cold and dark out there. We have another terrifying tale to tell you. I am Tyler, at Eldritch Echoes on the internet, and I will be your director tonight. Our Scream Kings and Queen are all here, along with our newest players, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Tell us who you are and who you're going to be playing tonight.
Shawn at Space Lord PJs. I'm going to be playing Larry Lawrence, the ex-Navy man who really wants to kill some fish.
Men.
Fishmen.
And fish women and fish non-binary people. Anyway.
No, don't want to kill those.
Oh, okay,
They're
fair
cool.
enough.
Yeah.
I'm Sarah, and I'll be playing Alex, the G-Man. Well, we're not really sure what they are, who they are, but you can find me on Twitter at Neat Sullivan.
Hello, I am Steve. I am playing Dr. Franklin, the scientist. His personality is that he's a scientist. And you can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade.
Well, I'm joining in tonight. My name's Devin, or Sorta Sullied on Twitter, and I'll be joining in as Jim Nathan, the Everyman.
All right, now that everyone knows who we are, a shameless plug. Please remember to like and subscribe to Vorpal Tales and the Onyx Path on YouTube. Follow Vorpal Tales and the Onyx Path on Twitch, and leave us some comments. Subscribe if you're feeling generous. It helps us all a lot, and we truly appreciate it and all of you. And it helps us keep this going even in the night, in the dark. You can find our crew when we aren't on this Twitch, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at Vorpal Tales, and on our website, vorpaltales.com. Probably slaying the Jabberwocky. Also, a special thank you to Onyx Path Publishing for always being involved with streamers of their games and making awesome games for us all to play. Additionally, thanks to Sirenscape, because you can't have a B-movie game without a B-movie music score. Speaking of music, for anyone curious, our music is direct from public domain B-movies for this show, all from the 50s, that for various reasons were not copyrighted correctly. So you may hear weird noises, terrible dubbing, and lots of static, because we like to give you that authentic experience. All right. Additionally, thanks to my brother, who you can find on the internet is at N8MIDD, an endless list of custom Roll20 character sheets, including tonight's, which we will show off for you all. If any of you are interested in the sheet for this game so that you can have a hot Roll20 sheet the second you buy the book when it's available, drop us a line at vorpaltales@gmail.com and we can make that magic happen. In other news, the Onyx Path virtual convention is this weekend. Everyone cheer.
Yay!
It starts Friday with the opening ceremony panel at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, running until midnight. And then from 9 a.m. to midnight all day Saturday and all day Sunday, there is a veritable pile of fantastic panels and all kinds of awesome people. And so many one-shot live plays. It's going to be great. It's going to be some W20, some V5, Cavaliers of 5, V of Mars, Monarchies of Maw, and so many others. If I list them all, I trip over my words and sound terrible. Including a sneak peek of They Came From Beneath the Grave, the sequel to this game. Vorpal Tales will be there, Steve in front of the camera, and a few of us behind the camera, so we hope we see you there too. check out Onyx Path on Twitch and Gehenna Gaming on Twitch to catch all the awesome. Secondly, Legend Lore for 5th edition Kickstarter is live right now. Grab your friends and escape to another world drawn from the Realm and Legend Lore comics. It's an RPG that will whisk you from our world to a magical fantasy realm. With over 60 comics published in its actual 3-volume run, the Realm and Legend Lore combined became one of that comic studios, which is Caliber Comics' most critically acclaimed series, and now you can play it thanks to Onyx Path and their partners using 5e rules. This is a system where you can, as usual, create someone else to play, or you can play yourself in a fantasy world. Go support it if you can. It's sure to be awesome. Some live plays you can catch on here too if you look at the calendar. Last but not least, remember, Black Lives Matter, help where you can. And to our LGBTQ plus players and viewers, happy Pride Month! Everyone cheer. Everyone care for each other and care for yourselves out there. Love, not hate. And now, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night. Okay. First, everyone except Devin leveled up from your previous movie. So before we start a brand new movie, why don't you all tell us what you did with your character XPs? Steve, go first.
Oh, no. Okay, so Dr. Franklin received enough XP to actually be able to update one of his paths. That requires 15 XP. I had 16, so I was able to sneak that one in. I bumped my scientist archetype up by 1, and when you increase a path, such as your archetype, that gives you a couple of different things. So you're getting more for your experience by kind of banking it and buying this really expensive thing. By upping that archetype, I was able to get 3 experience points, or 3 skill points, to put into my scientist skills, which include enigmas, medicine, persuasion, and science. I put one of those skill points into science, now giving me the max of 5 in science, because Dr. Franklin is the greatest scientist that's ever lived. And I bumped my medicine up by 2 points, giving me a 2 in medicine. So, hoping to maybe fill that role of doctor or field medic a little bit more as we continue on. You also receive an additional trademark when you increase your path. I took, don't worry, I'm a PhD, and attached it to medicine. So I'm not a doctor, I'm a PhD, but I can do medicine.
All right. And you also got to up your contact, which we'll get to. I'm going to touch on that briefly.
Yes.
In a moment. Shawn, you're next. What'd you do?
So since Larry Lawrence was moved up to Master Chief from the new job posting, I decided to upgrade his origin, which was an ex-Navy person who was attacked by fishmen. So I gave a point there, which I then put in a point into command, and also in persuasion, and in technology, since he's probably getting more into that stuff. And then I put my trademark was put a sock in it, which I attached to persuasion. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Sarah, I understand you were wanting to do that with us here.
Yes, I'm the kind of person, because of my neurology, I need a little help with things that are overwhelming. So Tyler's an awesome DM and helps me out with that. And I have 12 experience points to spend. So if you could help me with that, that would be awesome.
If you have 12, I actually recommend you wait till you get 3 more, which will probably happen either this session or definitely by the end of the next one. So you can up a path like they did.
I like the sound of that.
They had a little more because Steve had pity XP that one time and you left him to die. I mean, he almost died.
He was creating a diversion.
Yes, he went one way, we went the other way, and we knew we'd meet back up at the sheriff's place.
Oh man,
Exactly.
what is it called when you go a different direction than your friend in the middle of a fishman attack? I think
Dr.
that's called...
Franklin's not a friend.
Okay.
Okay, that was a mic drop.
Oh.
All right, now for all of you, you need 2 short-term aspirations and 1 long-term. 1 long-term each. Is anyone short? Or are you all good to go?
Oh, I actually redid my aspirations, yeah.
Let's hear them.
So for another short one, I did till off a senior officer.
Okay. Can make that
Uh,
happen.
I retained my torpedo, a giant aquatic monster, for a short. And then for my long is to see a mission through with everyone surviving.
Okay. Everybody else good on theirs, or do we need to?
I actually just did mine. So my two
Sure.
shorts are the first one is use my government cred. So like showing a card or ID, you know, like all a la Doctor Who with the psychic paper. Second one is confirm a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Then my long one is the one that I've maintained thus far is keep my country I'm officially spying for secret.
So are you confirming that the conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory, or that it's true or not true?
That it's true.
No comment. Steve, how about yours?
So I have my two short aspirations, but I wasn't able to think of a long one. I thought I would ask the group for a cool idea that we might be able to do for one. So for my two shorts, I have try a hush puppy for the first time.
Okay.
What the?
We can make that happen.
Dr. Franklin, as everyone who watches knows, eats very boring plain food at very specific times of the day, only for the nutritional value necessary to continue working. But he's heard a lot about this hush puppy that people are eating in New England. And then the other one is I want to read the scientific files in the secret base. So
Okay.
I just want to be able to go through their files and read through them. So long term, any ideas, thoughts, anything that you think would be cool to see Dr. Franklin attempt to do?
I have an idea.
What you got?
Go to bed on time each and every night.
That's not going to happen. Don't do that one.
Exactly.
Destined to fail.
Yeah.
I can give you minor spoiler-free help if it matters. You're going to have to deal with stuff that happens in the town as well as at the installation. There's going to be piles and piles of mook-style monsters and a few very large, gross ones. There will also be a submarine. That's all I can give you, but that might help a little.
Okay. If I was a cool character, I'd know what I'd put down with that information. Shawn, you need to definitely write down drive a submarine into a giant squid.
Oh yeah, that's
Giant
better
sea
than
creature. That's how you should word that for no reason.
Yeah, drive the entire submarine into him. Create the first nuclear submarine? I don't know.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Since everybody seems to be drawing a blank.
Yeah.
Complete a full autopsy of a non-human being.
Ooh.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, Devin, tell us your three, or we'll have however many you've got ready.
2 out of 3 currently. I'm not sure about the long-term one. I figure since it's my first session, shoot a fishman in the face,
Okay.
break
Classic.
into something,
Okay. These are both good.
and I'm not sure about the last one, the long-term. But if we're going somewhere with a sub,
Not this session, but long term, yes. Before the story's over.
can I break a sub?
You could.
Considering
I recommend
we're
you do
going to
while
be
they're
in
all
it, don't do that one. Yeah.
I think you should write that down.
Oh, I'm breaking a sub. Submarine.
Who invited Devin to play?
Okay.
I thought that
Now-
was you.
The other thing we have to do, because we have a new player whose name is Jim in character, just so we get used to it. Keep calling him Devin.
Jim.
Jim needs to be connected to both Larry and Alex and the doc. So he has some ideas of how he wanted to do his connections. So you guys also have to decide if you're going to rearrange your that came from Beneath the Sea connections, because it's not Eric's character anymore. Sarah's very excited. You go first.
I have an idea.
Tell us.
Dr. Franklin, at some point needs to turn to Jim and go, "He's dead, Jim."
That will have to be your next quip that you make up. Yes.
I'm so sorry. I just was like so.
No,
That's
perfect.
That's happening.
Yes. Okay. So, Jim was going to set up his connections where his strongest connection was to Alex, but it was actually a distrust connection. He does not trust them at all. His second strongest was to Steve, right? To Dr. Franklin,
Yes.
because we hadn't made up a reason. And his weakest connection was to Lawrence because you served together in the big one. Briefly.
How is that the weakest connection?
Because you're still not my best friend.
Right.
Oh.
Plus, it's the positive one. We don't know if Dr. Franklin's connection's positive or not. You guys should figure out how you know each other.
I'm sorry.
If he's met Dr. Franklin.
What are you a doctor of?
Yes.
Doctor.
Yes.
You gave me my physical.
Were you in the war, Steve, or Dr. Franklin? I don't remember.
No, I had not put down that Dr. Franklin was in the war.
He could be. I have something for you. It's up to you if you take it, though. Could be
Let's have
when.
at it.
It could be when you signed up. You had second thoughts. You were nervous about leaving home, and he was your guy that gave you the Army physical, and he took you out for a drink and convinced you it would be a good idea. And as far as you're concerned, he was right. To serve your country. Dr. Franklin couldn't serve because of medical reasons. We came up with something. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm good with his war buddy thing for me. That's cool.
Okay.
So was Jim at the Hawaii installation?
No.
No, so he's coming in later. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They put him on your team to fill the slot of
Sure.
what was Eric's character's first name? Stanley. Because he knew all of you, and it would be an easier transition for your squad.
Okay.
His first name was Stanley.
Correct. Stanley Wood.
Stanley Wood.
Stanley Wood. That's right. Okay. Yeah.
So Jim. I don't know. Do you want to just actually do like a neutral thing? Like maybe this is our first time. Like both of them previously, but we don't know each other specifically, and
That would mean you'd move Shawn up to a 2 and him down to a 1.
Yeah, that would work. Like I could have
Moved everyone up.
I could have met you before, like you could have given me the physical, but it was just I've met you before. Yeah, you were the guy that that one time before the war. Yeah.
Sure.
I know your face. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna put Jim down as my 1, I think.
And now, since we're talking about characters, for people watching, give us a few sentences in character that may describe your character for everyone watching. Master Chief, go first.
Oh, I have to describe my character. Oh,
In character.
In character. Like I have to do it in character?
Like as if you were talking about yourself in an interview. Yes.
So I'm the Master Chief, Larry Lawrence. I've seen some shit. I caught some big fish, if you know what I mean. Do my job, eat my breakfast, catch fish, big ones. The big ones, that live in the sea, that'll try to eat your brain.
Dr. Franklin.
And why is it that you feel that you're qualified to ask me these questions at this time? You know that you're putting me behind schedule by exactly 14 minutes by taking up my precious valuable time in which I could be working on many different scientific endeavors. I'm sorry, once again, I need to see your credentials.
Perfect. Alex.
Sorry, I was just chuckling over that, and I'm like, oh my
That
god,
was good.
what's going on here? Hello, I am Alex, and I have been doing this job for a long time and have always been here. I have. You may not know me, but I am Koshkin, Alex Koshkin.
From Tennessee.
From Tennessee.
Tennis.
All right,
Yeehaw
Jim, go.
accent.
Tennis tuck, that southern charm coming through again.
Howdy, y'all. My name's Jim Nathan. I'm just your everyman. I have been grew up on the streets around time of the Depression. Didn't have no parents, so all I had to do was rely on myself. Myself and my buddy John. He and I grew up on the streets together until I served in the war, and that's where I met my good buddy over yonder, Mr. Master Chief now. He's always been a little on the grumpy side, it seems. But
Never had parents. Best line. Okay. All right. Now, since this is a sequel movie, to anyone watching, you can catch up on the couple episodes it took to do their intro. It was mostly an intro to the game on our channel or on YouTube, but it has no impact on this game. You don't need to have watched that to watch this movie. However, since this is a sequel, you were all able to negotiate higher salaries. And the studio wanted really scary and convincing monsters and villains, along with the super epic scenes you had in your previous blockbuster. Therefore, most of the budget was blown on this, and not much was left for sets. What this means is, there will be, as usual, the epic explosions, the convincing realistic monsters, and the larger-than-life threats. But the sets will be really cheap, which is going to make your lives, and occasionally the lives of others, more difficult and definitely hilarious.
Oh, no.
Quick rules rundown reminder for old players, and for people who haven't really heard much about this game. Standard target number for your rolls is 8 and will almost never change. It's built into the sheet. When I tell you the DC, it's mostly for Devin coming from other Chronicles of Darkness games. That doesn't mean the target number. That means the number of successes you must get to make a baseline success in the action. If you get more successes beyond the DC, you can pay for stunts or grant yourself enhancements to a future roll. Enhancements only kick in after you succeed on the normal roll, and they become additional successes beyond the base. So if you roll and get one success, all your enhancements kick in, and you have now that many successes total instead of just one. If you fail to roll, enhancements mean nothing. Stunts come in a few flavors. Complications, which increases the DC of your choice of PC or NPC's next roll. You might not know what that is. Difficulties, which increases the DC of the next NPC to specifically take an action against you against those actions. Or use any of the stunts listed in the core book, generic ones, or from your archetype, but not from other people's archetypes. Additionally, if you activate your trademark and have successes left over after you roll, you can access a special stunt that only works then, called Directorial Control, which lets you add or remove one detail to a scene per success you spend on the stunt. You cannot undo something already established, and it must make sense in context. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how weird it is, it works. If you fail the roll, you will add 1 die to the rewrite pool. If you botch the roll, you will add 2 die to the rewrite pool. Failing means you made no successes. Botching means you made no successes and rolled 1 or more 1s. The rewrite pool can have 12 dice total at any time, never more. You can use up to half the pool on any one roll. To use dice from the pool, you got to get the party to vote and agree that they're going to let you do it. If they do, you can use it up to half to any roll. It's extra dice, not enhancements. It's straight to the roll. If the group uses half the pool in one scene, you all get 1 bonus XP that session. This can only be gained 1 time per session, even if you keep using half the pool of the game. There has to be at least, for my house rule, 4 dice in the pool to do that. The book only requires 2. Rewrite rolls are accrued when a condition directly complicates things for you, meaning that condition makes you fail a roll. So, like, you have the condition can't stop sneezing, and I make your difficulty 3 instead of 1, and it makes you fail, you get a rewrite. In addition to the failure rewrite, that's 2. Anytime I tell you you can't do something you should be able to do, like use a trademark or whatever, you get a rewrite. Anytime you fail or botch, you get the ones I said. And occasionally, sometimes when I screw you real good and feel bad for you, I'll give you a rewrite pool. Initiative is going to be a die roll we assign plus cunning. So another skill or attribute plus cunning. Depends on what the situation is. After all 4 of you roll initiative and you see where the monsters are or the bad guys are in the order, you can trade places like every other story path game in that initiative order. So just because you rolled high or low doesn't mean you have to take it. You can give it to someone else you think might have a better action that turn. Initiative sticks for the whole fight. If you choose to attack, you'll roll dice, and all successes beyond the base DC go to damage or to combat stunts. You should have some handy that you want to use or be looking them up so we don't have to stop and do it. They're in the book. I'll be giving you page numbers shortly. You can multi-attack, but you only roll your base dice pool and split total successes among all targets you choose. If you get hit in combat, you can choose to accept or resist the damage. If you accept it, you will fill in all the boxes under your current damage category on the sheet and immediately get the bonus for that category. If you resist, you make a shrug it off roll. This is a resistance attribute plus any special circumstance like alien armor. And then you remove their successes for each success you get. Then we resolve any damage bonuses and any lingering conditions. You can also choose when it's your turn to fully defend, which makes you harder to hit and increases the difficulty to hit you. Speaking of defend, if that's not the only thing you want to do in your turn, you can split your actions. To split your actions, we figure out the dice pool. You only do 2 things this way. I'll stop and say that. Never more than 2 actions unless I give you special circumstance. If you split your action, we figure out both dice pools. You roll the lower one and split successes among both actions you chose. Make sense? Okay. In non-combat investigative phases, I'll typically do a cumulative roll where you need like 10 successes and you can all roll once, or Stanley or Dr. Franklin rolls 6 times till he gets it or fails. When you're using this to gather clues, you can spend successes beyond the base DC to do stuff. You can gain additional information from the clue. You can use the additional successes as enhancements banked to a future roll based on the clue. Or you can bank the successes to reduce the cost of a future rewrite pool cinematic purchase if it relates to the clue. So if you only got 1 dice in the rewrite pool and you want to buy a 3 dice power and you save 2 dice, you can say, but this clue means I should know the thing in this instance, and you can buy the cinematic. Get it? Good. Dramatic scenes. NPCs will have a starting attitude towards you going up or down from baseline. This either is an enhancement to your social role or a complication to your DC, or no change if they don't care. Contacts, since this came up and we haven't used this much. Contacts can be used in a role directly related to what they are and what their tag is. You can add a number of additional enhancements equal to the dot rating on that roll from the contact. Each time you do this, the dot rating drops by 1. If it drops to 0, you can try to use it anyway for the 1 free enhancement, but it becomes a suspended contact and you get a condition. And you get a rewrite die. If you do this a second time and have not fixed the suspended contact condition, you get the enhancement, but then you lose the contact and it's gone forever and you get more rewrite die. If you try to make them do stuff for you after you lose them, they become an enemy and attack you and do cool things and become part of the movie. Your group connection is role-playing related and is used to call on a useful group of extras or mooks, and that's really it. Probably won't come up much. Your access connection grants specialized equipment because you won't be in your hometown. Instead of a location, it'll be stuff. I'll make it work for you. Access doesn't get tags. Your trademarks can each be used once per story, just all sessions, not just 1 session, and grants +2 dice to that roll and lets you purchase the directorial control stun if you succeed. Your tropes are unlimited in use unless I deny it, in which case you get rewrite die, or if it lists a specific number of uses or set of circumstances in the trope. Your quips must be used in a situation where you think the line fits and that requires a roll. You must deliver it in character. The group then votes, and if the majority agree, you get to add +1 to that roll based on the quip. The second time you deliver the line and get them to agree with you in the session, it becomes +3. Third time +4. Fourth time +5, and it's maxed out for the session. Dice to the roll. Beginning of the next session, it resets to 0. Combat stunts are on page 91. General stunts are on page 112. Everyman stunts are on page 116 for Jim. G-Men stunts on 118 for Alex. Scientists for Dr. Franklin on 121. And survivors for Larry on 124. To the audience, once per session, you can grant a +1 enhancement to a player you choose, and once per session, you can grant a +1 complication to a player you choose. We have people watching chat who will tell Steve, who will tell me. Questions, anybody?
That's horrible.
Questions from anybody?
I question my existence.
Seems valid? Okay. Let's switch to some more dramatic music then and get going now that the boring talky stuff's out of the way.
Now let's do the exciting talky stuff.
That's right. We're going to do the exciting talky stuff. Okay. Make it a little quieter so it doesn't overwhelm us.
Mm-hmm.
Big band music can be very loud. Okay.
It's very nice, though.
For a moment. The scene opens on a bad storm at sea. The waves are huge and rough. Cyclones can be seen on the water, and the sky is dark and full of lightning flashes. Pause for dramatic effect.
Typical.
Stand by, I'm giving you your ambience. You need a little ambience.
It's ambiance, not ambience.
Ambiance.
Give
Yeah,
Eric's accent back, dang it.
Eric's was more country, less south. I think we're good. All right. The sea opens on a bad storm at sea. The waves are huge and rough. Cyclones can be seen on the water, and the sky is dark and full of lightning flashes. The camera pans over the black water and past a quaint New England fishing village that has mostly empty streets and shuttered windows as a small handful of people run to take shelter from the storm. The viewer can see that the central area of the town and the dockside area is modernized, clean, and in good repair. But the outskirts of the town are decrepit and in disrepair and seem largely ignored. At the very edge of the shot, you can see what looks like the entrance to maybe a mine. The camera then zooms back out across the water, and in the lightning flashes, you can see some jagged rocky shoals and a dim lighthouse light struggling vainly against the storms and darkness. The camera zooms in on the lighthouse, which as you get closer you can see is on a promontory of rock. The road leading up to it and the land around it is enclosed in a fence topped with barbed wire and government property signs reading "Keep Out." The camera zooms inside the lighthouse from the top and goes down the spiral stairs. It stops at ground level. You see two men dressed like lighthouse keepers, except on close inspection you can easily identify their military haircuts and obvious military demeanors. They come running inside and up to a bookshelf. One of them pulls on several books in a pattern, and they both jog over to stand on a barren area of concrete flooring up against the wall. The floor shudders and descends into the ground, as it's a lift, not the floor, and the men look down, pulling guns out of hidden holsters. Many stories below you can see flashing lights and hear the sounds of alarms and men yelling along with stranger, more menacing, perhaps monstrous sounds. The men look at each other and prepare. The camera then zooms back up the elevator and out of the lighthouse and focuses on the entry fence, which reads, "Devil's Reef, Massachusetts State Lighthouse. Trespassers will be shot on sight." But then a shadow blocks the light, a hulking, misshapen shadow, and an arm lunges out and tears the gate open, an arm covered in scales with huge claws on the end. The scene fades to black. A banner crosses the screen reading 3 weeks later.
What?
Oh.
A new scene opens on a prop plane passing through heavy turbulence on an overcast day. Inside the plane is a very Indiana Jones prop plane. Inside the plane, we see 2 pilots dressed in Air Force uniforms in the cockpit and passengers in the back. Alex is not in scene because they are in the bathroom, and they will come out momentarily. Jim is reclined in his seat with his eyes shut, but is not asleep. Dr. Franklin is carefully studying a science brief on something probably really boring. He seems fascinated.
Fascinating.
Master Chief is staring out the window, holding onto a folder marked Top Secret in red with red tape around it, clearly waiting for Alex to return so they can go over any notes on their case. Their first case for the new government agency that is in official paperwork merely known as Rescue and Cleanup before the plane lands. Players take over the scene.
The thing that I'm reading, it's not directly connected to the case, correct? I'm just kind of reading.
Correct.
So,
I can be as hilarious as you want.
Truly fascinating. Absolutely amazing. Would anyone else like to read about about genetic modifications in shrews?
Does that have more of those number things you guys are always looking at?
Oh, it's got numbers and charts and graphs.
Yeah, no, that's a little too much the sciencey stuff for me, man.
A graph might work for you because it's like taking numbers and making it a picture.
I think he just insulted you there, dude.
Master Chief has coined dude 10 years earlier.
He's a Renaissance man.
For the audience, it is 1953 in this movie, by the way. We did not state that. I apologize.
I'll leave all those pictures and numbers of stuff up to the lab coats like you.
Very well, and we can't all be scientists, I guess. And I'll just turn
Not
the
all
page.
of us want to be.
Turn the
Who the hell
page.
is Alex?
Turn the page. Sensible chuckle. Fascinating.
Doc, you can read without your mouth, right?
Yes, but this is better.
Right.
At this point, Alex comes out of the bathroom, walks down the aisle. Slicked back hair, sunglasses, tux. Hello.
When
Always
Alex
right.
went into the bathroom, they were wearing a yellow sundress and heels.
Must have been a hell of a shit that you took in there.
No, tuxedo. It fell in the toilet, had to dry it off. It's difficult, and
But you're wearing the tuxedo.
it's dry now. Touch it.
Right. Anyway, so we got our first job. We're apparently doing cleanup. But not cleanup. It's like if somebody said they were going to do cleanup, but then they weren't actually going to do cleanup, but like store a dead body in a cellar, that kind of cleanup, I think.
That's fine.
Or we could just be all a bunch of certified janitors at this point.
I've been a janitor before. Wasn't too bad.
I miss our janitor.
Master Chief, I don't believe that I'll be involved in any janitorial
Color me
takings.
shocked, Doc.
But I understand that cleanup is necessary in regard to certain scientific minds that were not able to follow through on their activities. So yes, we will be there to clean up sloppy science.
I hope that if we have to hide the body, they have chopped it up already. It's a difficult process.
It's not
disturbing that you know that.
Now that they're all here, Master Chief, you can tear that bad boy open anytime.
He carefully tears it open, opens it up. Now is it like a manila folder, or is it
It's one of those old time, like you open the folder sideways and flip through it, but it's got top secret stamps,
Gotcha.
red tape
Okay.
around it. It's brown
Yeah.
manila, yeah.
Open that up, sort of unfold it. Now, what is there like a certain packet for every person, or are there multiple packets that we can all look for?
It's a very thick ream of papers. about where you're going, and you're like, oh, there's a lot of information in here. And as you start to flip through it, though, 3/4 of every page is blacked out or says redacted. The first set of papers says Devil's Reef Containment Facility. Second set says Innsmouth Incident of 1920 redacted. Third set of papers says Person of Interest Escaped Innsmouth Incident, name redacted.
All right, so it looks like we have no idea what we're doing because this is somebody used a lot of black markers.
Question.
You can go through and I'll tell you what you do have, and you can ask any questions you want, but you got to decide which topic. Go ahead, Dr. Franklin.
Are these... So this is done in the 50s, so this is an actual report that's been written or retyped out with black marker that's actually crossed out the lines?
You know how when you look up the Freedom of Information Act stuff from like the Kennedy years, it looks like that.
Right. I just want to make sure. So,
actual black marker on typeset, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything science-wise that I can do to remove black marker but not the ink beneath it?
No, because I won't let you. Add one rewrite to the pool.
Ah, that's how you get them. And that's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen.
Got him.
Okay. Give us that one.
Also, who's our official rewrite pool tracker of the four of you?
Gonna say, how many rewrite are we starting out with? 0?
Start out with 0, max of 12. Yeah, at any one time.
Yeah.
Shawn,
you got this, Devin? Okay.
Oh, Devin's got it? Cool.
I mean, if we want to double it up, that's fine too, because
we trust
in
you.
case I miss something.
Shawn, you be back up unless Alex wants to.
Okay. Alex, you're into this crazy spy stuff. Can you read through all this marker?
Spy stuff? I do not know what you're talking about. I am simple, humble person from Kentucky.
Alex, cut the shit. Just read through the black stuff for me.
Fine. So, this person redacted has this redacted mission that they redacted, and I'm very fluent in redact. It is a language of my homeland. My man Papa taught me a long time ago.
Hand me the folder back, please.
Wait, just a minute. I might have a good solution to this. I pick up one of the sheets and I put it up to some light and look through it on the other side, and I see black on black, and I say, no, I don't know what it says.
Does that work, though?
No, that's one of the things that would have been covered by Steve's question.
Okay. All right, so I think, like always, we're looking for something weird. Probably something that eats brains. Probably something that is of the fishman type. If you see a fishman, let me know. We need to shoot it.
What you have to do is tell me which packet you're reading within the folder, and I will tell you what you do get out of it.
Okay, so what packets do we have so far?
The Innsmouth Incident, the Survivor, and the facility itself.
I'm a survivor, so let's read about the survivor.
You get enough information to tell you that when the Innsmouth Incident happened in 1920 redacted, it heavily revolved around one specific person.
It
and
redacts
that person,
the year of the 20s. It tells you that it happened in the 20s, but won't tell you the specific year. Okay.
Somebody's not really good at the redaction.
That survivor escaped and told his crazy story to the government. It made its way up through the echelons until it got to the Army. The Army thought he was crazy, but they had to go investigate anyways because there had been other reports of strange goings-on at the town of Innsmouth. They went out there. There was some kind of conflict with the locals. It ended up with casualties on both sides. A lot of the locals were rounded up and arrested for attacking the Army. Every single one of the soldiers involved in the incident, the ground troops, had to have psychiatric care and was dismissed from the Army with full pay and pension and were never allowed to talk to the media, the news.
Okay.
The survivor himself tried to go live a normal life, but it came to the government's attention in later years that he may have been related to one of the prime instigators of the incident, a family called Marsh. And his bloodline may have affected him should it ever come to light that he was part of the family. So they rounded him up and put him in the new facility they built on the island offshore from the town.
Oh, okay.
So the survivor's name is Marsh.
Yes, but apparently he didn't know that at the time.
and he's here, and he's in a facility.
Facility information is also in the document, in the folder.
What's that tell us?
Devil's Reef Metahuman Incarceration Facility is what it's called.
Don't like the sound of that.
I'm sorry, meta wahoo where?
Metahuman.
Fish human.
There is a description of what metahuman means in the document, and every third word is redacted. But what you're able to get out of it, Dr. Franklin, is it means humanoid or anthropomorphic, but not entirely of the human genetic structure.
Fascinating.
So, probably mixed with shrews or something like that.
Well, we did deal with shrews in our last investigation.
They were, in fact, mixing shrew with fish DNA for some reason.
Which is why I bought this book on shrews.
And like I told you before, the mama shrew, it walks, and then the baby shrews, they grab the tail, and then the next baby shrew grab the tail, and then the next baby shrew grab the tail, and then they run around in a line. They're very smart, the shrews.
I don't think that's relevant, Alex. I mean,
perhaps I think you are not relevant.
I don't know why you're always so goddamn mean to me. Like, just.
It's because I love you desperately. Passionately.
Yeah, that's it. All right, so
something about that just doesn't sound honest.
So the rest of the facility document says, after the completion of the Innsmouth incident, which is its own document, the third document you haven't looked at yet, they built a lighthouse on the nearest island, which is called Devil's Reef, because it's more of a reef than an island, and ostensibly put a government observation post up there, but they built the facility underneath of it in the ground.
Oh.
Very, very Resident Evil, except it doesn't exist yet, obviously.
Okay, cool.
So, wait. So
it doesn't tell you how many prisoners are incarcerated here, but there are more kinds than just the Innsmouth incident people.
Oh.
All of that is redacted, though. It doesn't tell you how many staff or how big the facility is.
Okay. That sounds right. And you said there was a third file?
The incident itself.
The incident, yeah.
Okay.
Most heavily redacted document. But essentially, the Army came in to investigate a lot of complaints. They were attacked and overwhelmed immediately. Trained Army professionals with rifles and bayonets and cannons and whatever else were overwhelmed by fishermen with clubs and pitchforks. Apparently they had superhuman strength and speed and agility. Which, 2 months ago you just said was a bunch of crap, but after the brain eels.
Right.
Sure.
So this thing specifically reports fishermen with clubs and pitchforks.
It does not say fishmen. It says fishermen.
Fishermen.
Innsmouth it was at the time a fishing community.
A fishing, sure.
Sounds like my family members, the cousins that come from Maryland. They have the excellent strength in the clubs and the fishing boats.
Hey, I don't know about y'all, but it takes a lot of strength to pull up some of them fish. I mean, 1,300-pound shark. Oh man, that's hard.
Okay. It also says.
Did you just say a 1,300-pound shark?
Yes, I did.
You saw that fish that Stanley caught, you'd believe it.
Right.
Stanley's catfish was like 900 pounds and fed the whole town.
But that thing was genetically modified by the eel people, so...
I don't know about that genetic modification, but eel people, they sound pretty tasty.
No, we're not eating eel people. They eat you.
No, that's not the way it goes. I eat eel people. Right?
All right, so Jim's going to go out quick. All right. Anyway, so...
The rest of the document, as you continue reading it, tells you the Army managed to recover and regroup, and they pushed the fishermen back. Sorry, Dr. Franklin. And they pushed them all the way back to the Marsh Mansion and the mines. They were able... Everyone inside the mansion, when they knew they were overrun, killed themselves, apparently. When they pushed into the mines, all of the townsfolk gave way and let them in. and it's very heavily redacted. It's 30 pages of just black of what happened in the mines. Like, there's 3 words: large, terrifying, otherworldly. That's all you get.
Huh.
Wait, no, not large. I apologize. Colossal.
How
Would
many?
you-
What
Would you
is?
say Cyclopean?
It doesn't say that, but you might say that.
What's that
then-
in the metric system?
D&D size categories?
No,
Colossal
Doc-
red dragon?
Dr. Franklin doesn't speak that particular form of measurement systems. He's
Dr. Franklin doesn't speak Squamous.
exactly. He's a metric man.
Perhaps
so
bigger
is this-
than an elephant.
Is this a biggin or a hot dang biggin?
If you were to
Hot
compare
dang
it,
biggin.
you were to compare it to 10 to 12 inches, how big would it be? Comparatively.
Add like 6 zeros.
All right, cool. What is
It
our
also
actual
says-
mission? Do we know
It
that?
also says at the end, it's unclear if they chased it out or it chased them out of the mine and into the water, or the army had to fall back. Something they could do. The Navy was called in. They sent in submarines. The submarines torpedoed the reef itself, which partially collapsed, and torpedoed redacted system under the water. Redacted, ancient, redacted. And everything went quiet after that.
I'm beginning to think we should get these reports before disembarking.
I'm
Now,
beginning to
there's
think
also
we
a
should-
one-page mission brief in here after you get past all 3 of those folders, files.
Wow.
I'm beginning to think we should take these trips in bombers and just bomb this thing from orbit until we're satisfied.
I say nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Right.
Don't
Master-
think so. You'll damage the very delicate reef ecosystem. It has thousands
Very
of
delicate.
fish and thousands of the mammals they swim through, and it is just like Mama and Papa used to say. No, you know what? Never mind. You shouldn't know. This is too secret.
No, I don't think you get to stop like that. I think you have to continue until you're done.
You're not allowed to kill the fishes. Period. End of story. I shoot you.
What about
With love.
I think she-
Shoot you with love.
I think
What
With
about the
love.
fishmen?
Passionately, desperately shoot you with love.
In the back of the head twice.
Always double tap.
with love.
So-
What's the mission report say?
The one-page mission brief says that they received emergency distress signals from the facility, and then it went silent. Your mission is to go in there, assist the staff, who obviously can handle whatever happened and are just holding out for reinforcements.
Right, holding
And
up
then-
for 4 people.
It's not about the 4 people, it's about how you've been equipped. We'll get to that too. You're supposed to go in
suits?
there, find out what happened, use what equipment you have to
Mech
contain the
suits?
situation if you can. If you cannot contain the situation, contact your hierarchy, your superiors, and they will then actually send in something much larger to torpedo or bomb the crap out of it.
Quick announcement. Alex, whenever your next roll comes up, you're going to get an advantage to that. So an extra success if you gain one. So,
Enhancement. I like it.
enhancement,
Who's
that's
that
it.
from?
I'm not sure. I'm getting the secondhand apologies for that, but thank you to whoever in chat.
Yes.
Granted that to Alex. You're awesome. Keep them coming.
I already know it secretly. It is me.
I approve. Okay, so your mission brief is to go in, investigate, contain if possible. If not, call in the bombs. And
Call in the
also go
bombs.
through the town, see what the town knows. Take notes, because if necessary, they will send in a cleanup crew after. The town itself still exists because after they rounded out all of the deviants, as they call them in the report,
Mm-hmm.
good, clean Americans came and moved in and revitalized the industry.
Mm.
It's now not just fishing; it's a fishing and ore export because they reopened the mine. Some valuable ores down there, like some rare earth ores. Not
That
just
sounds like a great idea.
yeah, rare earth ores because lots of nukes in this era. And there's also a large ship repair dock here. The marshes were run out of town though. hook, line, and sinker, the whole family's gone, as they seem to have been the cause. So, plane will land at the nearest big city, which is Arkham in Massachusetts, and then you'll take the train across the marshes over the bridge and into Innsmouth, where you will secure lodging and complete your mission. There's an ore train that goes back and forth.
Okay.
Cool.
I've always wanted to take the train.
Brief pause now, as we were going to show off two things. One, we kept talking about that cool character sheet, never showed anyone, so we're going to show that. And then we're going to show you a map of Innsmouth. We'll show a small version to the audience, and then I'll expand it real big for you guys, just so you can have a map. First, we got to turn it on so we can see it. This is the character sheet we have for They Came From Beneath the Sea. Skills on the top. And attributes in the middle. And all your cool stuff on the bottom. Aspirations, paths, dot rating, all your trademarks, your connections. And at the part I can't scroll up high enough for you to see, quips, tropes, and stunts. Also, for anyone who hasn't seen it, the damage system. Just a Flash Wound has 3 levels of injury. That'll Leave a Scar has 3 levels. Last Ditch Effort has 3 levels. And Don't Forget Me has 1 level. And then you get your Death Scene. Also notice for the players the +1, +2, etc. on the right. You get those bonus die to archetype-related rolls when you start taking those injuries. Like I said before, if anyone wants a copy of this, if they're going to buy this cool game and support Onyx Path, we'll hook you up with a sheet if you can't play live and you need to play virtually in this brave new world. Innsmouth, Massachusetts. For the people watching, a small, quick view of how it looks. We got us the bay going on the right, opening into the Atlantic, and then the town itself, which is 2 sides of the river. For the players, when I said the outskirts seem to have been largely ignored, anything that is in like the last row of streets, so like there's rows of buildings between streets, the last row between streets on both sides is the outskirts, is what I'm referring to.
And that's the end.
The mine itself isn't actually on this map, but it is essentially in the upper right, where it looks like there's a bunch of plants or something up in the brown area.
When you talk about the more kind of not upkept part of town, is that the entire perimeter of the town, or is it like one direction?
I'm gonna actually mark it and see if that shows up.
I have a question. If there's a stinging flying insect flying over the water in Innsmouth, is it baby?
No comment. Here come the puns. Best part of the session.
I apologize.
Right, never apologize for the puns. That's the area I'm referring to, Steve, that just showed up in green right now.
Okay, so the outskirts are to the north and south of town. Okay.
Right.
All right, perfect.
I also have one other picture. I forgot to upload it. Give me 2 seconds. Just for...
Okay.
They'll be able to see this on mine, Steve. We're good. Of the reef itself. Oops. This is mostly just so you understand that it looks all creepy and ominous. It's not an actual map. This is Devil's Reef.
That seems treacherous.
It is very treacherous. It's about a nautical mile offshore.
Is it
close
weird?
enough that you can see it, but far enough away that you can't swim.
Is it weird that I think that critter's really cute?
No, I think that's perfectly acceptable.
It's got big ol' eyeballs and it's adorable.
Is there a critter you don't think is cute?
Nah.
No, she
Probably
loves all
not.
critters.
Whoops, I deleted the wrong thing. I'll give you your map back in a second.
Oh no,
No.
Monstar!
It just looks so
Oh.
happy. Look at it. It's grinning and its eyes are all big and bright. It's really excited for all the people to visit.
I know they can't see
That's
it.
exactly what's happening.
They can't see it on Twitch,
Mhm.
unfortunately, but it almost looks like the other monster's tickling its foot under the water. And now this monster's just like, tickles.
Coochie coochie coo.
Or the people at home. Or the people at home, this is in the book. You can see what we're talking about if you get this awesome book.
The artwork
Shameless
is
plugs.
The artwork is great. Like this
It is pretty great,
It's
yeah.
really good.
In that image, I'm specifically referring to the critter on the very left.
Yeah, the frog guy or whatever it
little
is.
rock
Yeah.
Frog
guy.
It's. I will call it piranha friend.
Yeah, piranha friend. That looks about right. Piranha frog friend.
Okay, map is back for you guys. On with the show. Feel free to ask me any clarifying questions before the plane lands, and then we will switch scenes.
No, I mean, I don't know. It seems pretty clear. We need to get to Arkham, take the train down to Innsmouth, find ourselves a base of operations, get to the facility, and
lighthouse.
find out what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
All right.
punch some fishermen.
Yes, fisherman.
Yeah.
Sure. Right.
Yeah. Easy.
Men.
Yeah.
Fishermen?
12 hours tops.
Yeah, 12 hours tops.
We'll be home in
Exactly.
time. We'll be home for an appropriate time to go to bed.
So,
Doug, I think you're gonna lose a lot of sleep on this one. Just saying.
Human cognitive function sharply begins to decrease once the appropriate bedtime is missed. If we're to succeed on this, we should make sure to keep a regular and prompt sleep schedule.
Let the man dream. He has no imagination. He needs something to hold on to.
Well, don't you need an imagination to dream?
No.
just gonna let that hang. The plane lands. You get on the train. It's a long, smelly, and uncomfortable ride. Smelly because the train is carrying strange earth metals and coal. Lots of coal.
Would it be carrying that stuff back to Innsmouth?
The coal is incoming. The earthy metallic smell is just on the trains because they're used so much.
Gotcha.
But no, the coal would be going out normally. Good question. You arrive in the town about 3 hours later, and you notice, definitely not foreshadowing, nothing ominous here, that there's only one way in or out of this town, and it's across a pretty long bridge that goes over the marshes. If you tried to cross those marshes on foot, that'd be real bad.
Okay, no. Call in the Army Corps of Engineers. We got to build a second bridge out of town because I'm not getting stuck here when that thing collapses.
We'll wait for that, which will take a year and 6 months, and then, you know.
Well, you said the army, right? So, 2 years to get the paperwork in order. That's what my CO told me. And then another about 2 years to figure out exactly what they're building. And then got to get the politicians involved. That'll be a little bit. Yeah, it'll be about 60s. Yeah, 60s. We'll be done by the 60s.
Perhaps we should all learn to swim or fly.
Alex, you can fly.
I can fly an airplane. I can fly dirigible, but they're hard to find now that they have exploded.
Dirigible.
God. Oh my God.
Makes sense.
Well, you can actually see the railway on the map. It is between Rowley Road and River Road up in the northwest. by the
Rowley
river.
Road?
Yeah.
Amazing.
By the way, Alex is now dressed in a blue wintry type dress appropriate for the Innsmouth weather of watery wetness.
But at no point did they actually leave your sight to change.
That is correct.
There's nothing weird has happened here.
Yeah,
Correct.
like this is
As you take the train ride, it's really
good old
bumpy.
Alex.
It's really bumpy, like I said, and at one point you hit a really hard bump, and the seat the Master Chief is sitting in just collapses like it's made of cardboard and was reinforced properly. He gets
That
up,
was the decoy
he looks
seat.
at it, and he moves to a completely different row, and the camera never looks at that row again for the rest of the movie. Later on, you arrive in town. You arrive at the train depot, and it lets you off near Bank Street. It's just right in the middle of town. It's the one that goes right through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Now you're standing there on the street, and you're looking around. There's people out. There's not a ton. But there's people out.
Apologies. What time of day was it we arrived? Morning, afternoon, evening?
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime. Okay.
Well, I guess we should go check out this lighthouse and the facility and figure out what's going on.
Well, I have my suitcase. Perhaps we should find a place to put our belongings and put our things away in the appropriate places that they should go, so that we will know where we'll be staying.
You have a suitcase? I do not have a suitcase.
Yeah,
Y'all got to bring stuff?
Does nobody...
Alex does not have a suitcase. However, after you guys get off, these two bellhops get off, and they're struggling with like 13 suitcases that seem to belong to no one.
I have a singular, modest, regular-sized suitcase. Travel for that. I'm sorry. Does nobody else travel appropriately? Did you not bring?
No, you bring a small duffel with a pair of change of socks, underwear, and maybe some extra clothes. And
Yeah.
a toothbrush.
Would you suggest that there is inappropriate way to travel?
Yes, unprepared would be an inappropriate way to travel. One should have a travel case with the appropriate clothes, toiletries, and necessities.
Also, since you asked about time of day, another important detail. It is mid-October. Right in the middle of hurricane season. But it's fine. Move on.
So it's a little cold.
Fine.
It's a little cold. Hurricane season. It's fine.
See, I am prepared.
The bellhops. You said that sounded weird. Like, what's going on with them?
No, I said they're like trundling 12 suitcases between the two of them, just struggling with them, and they don't seem to belong to any of you.
13 is magic number.
It's just extras in the background trying to make the scene look busy, even though it's not called for.
At the exact moment that Alex's character delivers the line, "I have no suitcase," they come trundling past with 13 suitcases.
Uh-huh.
Weren't we the only ones on the train?
Yes.
Hey, what? What are those
That's a lot of
suitcases?
stuff.
Master Chief,
Those suitcases are redacted.
One of
No,
them
the-
turns to look at you, Master Chief. Please roll. Our first roll of the night.
oh no.
As I stall to pull up my test sheet to tell you what to roll. Please roll cunning
Cunning?
plus survival.
Master Chief's about to die.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Oh.
Difficulty was 1. You got 2 successes. You can bank that enhancement for later. You don't need to cause any complications because no one's rolling against you.
I want to cause this bellhops complications.
They're extras, so you can't really do anything. But when the two of them turn to look at you, the one that's farther away and more in shadow, something's weird about that guy. You notice that his eyes seem a bit large and wide set, and they're very dilated, like when you first wake up in the dark. They're also bright green, like really bright green. Skin's a little mottled, a little droopy. His nose has small ridges of fat along the bridge, and his ears are smoother and rounder than normal. And he's frowning like his mouth is pulling itself down. His lips are oddly thin and pale. But they're looking at you because you called for them.
Hey, what you got there? It's a lot of suitcases.
The one that you notice looks a little strange replies in a voice that sounds like he just got over a cold. Like, "We're taking these to the hotel for the customer."
Who's the customer?
"I don't know. I just delivered the packages, buddy."
Huh.
Which way to the hotel, sir?
He points, and you can see from here, there's not very many buildings that go above the skyline. It's a 5-story tall structure. It looks like a really nice hotel. It's like a miniature of, the Waldorf, but not as fancy as that.
Franklin, would you like to go to
He
the
tells
hotel?
you that that's okay. That's the Gilman House Hotel. All the rest in this town are pretty shitty, but that one's nice. You should stay there. And then they trundle off.
Thank you for the suggestions. Yes, I believe we should go get ourselves some rooms at the Gilman Hotel.
Rooms.
Not
Oh, yeah.
Gilliman, not Gilliman, Dr. Franklin. Gilman.
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 Gilman. Gillman.
Yes,
Fine.
The Gilman.
Do we have a budget?
I mean, you do if you start asking for wild nonsense, but for the hotel, no, you can stay at the fancy one.
Okay, so it would be okay to get rooms in a bomber squadron.
I already have a room. Thank you.
It would be okay to get the rooms. No bomber squadron till you investigate and report back.
Well, obviously those two guys are fishermen, so
Well, the other guy was perfectly normal looking. Just the
sure
one.
he was. Sure he was. Cool. All right, Doc. If you think you need to lay your pretty head on a nice plush pillow, I guess we can get some rooms at this Gilman Hotel. Gilman. No, that's not weird. Yeah. All right. Fine.
You head down the street. You pass the locals. Some of them are friendly and wave and talk to you. Some of them are very surly and ignore you. So it's about half and half. Not a lot of kids. In fact, you don't see any kids. But, this isn't exactly the school or playground street, so whatever. Also, it seems like a lot of the buildings are empty. Like, this town used to be a lot bigger, and it's still here, but it doesn't have nearly this population size anymore. You only see a handful of people with that odd look.
Man,
15% maybe.
there were a lot of marshes, apparently.
You arrive at the Gilman House Hotel, which is a very nice-looking hotel on the outside. All fancy bricks, and walk up and nice brass railings and fixtures. Super modern lights. And you walk inside, and it's got a nice lobby with a faux marble floor. It's got a restaurant across the street, or a diner at least, and a grocery store across the street. And the hotel itself, the people at the front desk are wearing those little faux tuxes, looking all pretend fancy.
Ooh-wee, this is one of the fanciest places I've ever been.
Yes, it's an acceptable place to stay. Excuse me.
You walk up to the front desk, and the guy's head is perpetually stuck in this position, and his eyes are perpetually squinty. Sir?
Hi, yes, good afternoon. We'll be needing 4 rooms, please.
He seems to analyze you. His eyes linger on Jim. He looks disapproving. 4 rooms, sir?
Yeah, if those could be connecting rooms, that would be great.
3 rooms. I have a room. If you could put them next to my room, that would be excellent.
Name, ma'am?
Koshkin. Alex Koshkin. You might not have heard of me, but I have ordered this room.
He opens the book and starts flipping through it. That would count as a quip, except no roll is needed, so. He starts flipping through the book, and he stops and goes, yes. I see, Miss Kushkin. Of course, we can make that happen. No one questions this.
Excellent, thank you.
So sweets for everyone then, much like yours?
Sweet and bottle of vodka for the very uptight scientist, Dr. Franklin. He could use a little bit of relaxation. He has specific bedtime. Do not disturb him.
Same brand as you?
Indeed. And then whatever the Larry Lawrence likes. And then I suppose the Jim Nathan, well, he can have a beer or 2.
Yes, ma'am. Packages, ma'am. And he pulls out a stack of letters from under his desk. They're all just sealed white manila envelopes with nothing on them on either side. No stamps, no writing, just sealed envelopes.
Thank you. I have been expecting these.
He hands out 3 keys.
Thank you. This went exactly the way I imagined it would.
Donkey Shane.
You go all the way to the top floor of the hotel.
Fancy.
Top floor of the hotel is 10 suites, of which you've rented 4, all in one corner. These are, 50 style suites.
Okay.
There's no need to speak the German. We are here in America. You speak whatever language that is not the German.
Speak the yeehaw language, like Alex does.
Yes, you speak the yeehaw.
Woo! Okay.
Oh no!
So
Not-
You did this.
oh no, oh no.
Not never
Boy,
mind.
howdy! I certainly can speak the yeehaw language.
Yeah, Jim, get in your room.
You get settled in
Wait,
your
wait!
rooms.
I need some beer first.
You get settled in your rooms before the scene switches. How many of you partake of the provided alcoholic beverages?
Of course, I'm drinking a beer.
Alex
Okay.
takes exactly 1 1/4 of a shot of vodka.
Okay. Dr. Franklin, Master Chief.
No, it's business hours.
Yeah, can't drink on the job.
That would be highly inappropriate.
Alex and Jim. For the rest of the next scene, you're at +1 difficulty complication to all rolls. However, you have +1 to any soaking defense you need to do to shrug off damage.
Okay.
It's kind of amusing. No, that's not just kind of amusing. That's extremely amusing.
You get settled in your rooms. You unpack, and the scene changes. You've now had lunch. The scene moves to the diner across the street, which is the Innsmouth Cafe. The people in here are friendly, down to earth, and the food is pretty good. It's New England country food. Dr. Franklin, what do you order for New England country food lunch at the fish restaurant?
I'm sorry. So, what house salads do you have?
The waitress goes through a list of house salads. There are a variety of yummy house salads.
Okay.
She says, we got the Cobb, and we got the Caesar, and we got the one that's just lettuce, and the one what's the one with the ham?
Nope,
What's the
that one,
with the
please.
ham?
No, please, nope. This is go back. I will just take the green salad. Just lettuce and some other arranged vegetables, please. Be plenty for the day.
All right, that comes with complimentary bread. Do you want the breadsticks, the toast, or the hush puppies?
Oh, jeez. I look at everybody else. I look back at her.
They've already ordered. It's just you.
At this... May I have a singular hush puppy?
She blinks at you. Of course, sir. When she comes back later, she brings all the hush puppies, but she takes one off the thing and puts it on your plate and hands the rest of them to the other people at the table.
Thank you for the quiet
you, ma'am.
dogs.
The rest of you order New England food. Crab legs. Just, of course you do.
I wish to experience
Clams,
the
if you
cloud,
want
the chowder of the clam.
Clam
people.
chowder, yes. Fresh. Smells fresh, too.
And the silent doggies.
And these are proper hush puppies, like that. Like Long John Silver nonsense hush puppies. Dr. Franklin, do you eat your hush puppy?
I will eat my salad first.
It is quite bland and refreshing.
Perfect.
And refreshing.
I think for right now, I will finish my salad, look at the extremely oversized fried thing on his plate,
And stick it in his pocket?
and he will go, I'm sorry, my eyes were bigger than my stomach. Would anyone like to have this, please?
Oh, you're not going to eat it? Okay.
No, put that in your
Right off his
pocket.
plate.
Oh.
And I will give it up.
Then you'll have a pocket puppy.
You missed your chance, Dr. Franklin. You could have pocketed it and done a group short-term aspiration scene later.
Man,
That's
look at
true.
that.
That's true. But
Too late now.
Too late
Jim ate
now.
that. It's gone.
I'll keep dangling that short aspiration.
Okay, you complete lunch.
I'm
You're still
sorry.
sitting in the diner, and you can take over from here.
I just find it hard to communicate with anything that's dangling. Said without the accent because there was no role involved. I just wanted to use my quip.
Wow.
I think most of them forgot that was the quip.
That I
Yeah.
did forget
Never
that was one
forget.
of your quips.
Never forget.
are any of the conversations going on in the diner, like anything interesting? Anybody mention anything?
Possibly. You can roll empathy plus the higher of cunning or resolve, either using patience or picking the right targets. Whichever's better for you.
Patience.
Patience it is.
The
Resolve
Master
plus
Chief has
empathy.
infinite patience dealing with these yahoos he has to deal with.
By which he doesn't mean the Fisher people. He means his squad.
By the way,
Aw,
sitting in the
boo.
booth with you guys, Alex is now changed into a fisherman's outfit, full with white beard and a corncob pipe.
Again, has never left your sight.
That's
For the
normal.
rest of you, or for the recorders, +1 rewrite die, because that's a failure. For Master Chief, you listen in for a good 10 minutes while everyone else is eating, and you're trying not to watch Dr. Franklin slowly eat one piece of lettuce at a time every 30 seconds like a machine, with no dressing. And you hear a lot of conversations, but they all seem pretty boring. Daddy's at the mines, got to work late, got to do a double tomorrow. Fishing haul was low this week. Stuff like that. A lot of storms.
Cool. So I imagine we finish our meals and then head towards the lighthouse.
If the group concurs, yes.
Yes,
Anybody else?
we should
Yeah,
continue
sure.
on our mission and keep the
Sounds
prompt
like a good
schedule.
plan.
I would like to see the House of Lights. I have never seen the house where the lights live. I am supposing this is where the lights have been invented, but I am not sure because I have never been to the House of Lights.
Oh my goodness. For Jim, because
Alex.
you haven't used this sheet before, real quick, then you can answer, Master Chief. This is like Nathan's other sheets. You select the skill and the attribute, and then they'll highlight red. Then you hit the red die at the top. You don't ever change any of the fields it asks for unless I tell you. When you're
Okay.
done, you uncheck them so they stop highlighting red.
Okay.
It's exactly like the old days.
Character
Okay,
sheets
go ahead,
like
Master
Mama
Chief.
and Papa used to make.
Correct.
The Master Chief would just get, Alex, you lived on a Hawaiian island. There was literally 14 lighthouses within like spitting distance of you. Like,
I have never
What?
been to Hawaii.
Perhaps you are thinking of their cousin.
you don't have
My
to
my
do-
sister-in-law cousin twice removed has been living on the Hawaii. She used to work for facility. The English is hard. She used to work for facility there on the Hawaiis.
You know I'm not buying that, right?
I am not selling anything.
Yeah, I figured that was going to be the response. All right, let's go.
So you make your way to the docks. The docks are the most bustling part of town. Let me check and see if I have. No. Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. There we go. Threw in some boat horns for you. You hear boats moving in and out of the docks, which is kind of fascinating to watch if you've never seen how boats park before. So, like, you know, each of the docks is super long and can fit 4 boats, and they literally position themselves this far apart from each other and never hit. It's a skill. And lots of people coming in and out from fishing boats and tankers. And you realize as you walk out onto the area, we don't have a boat.
Oh. Is the
Guys,
lighthouse
this-
not reachable?
Like I
This
told
might
you
be a
earlier,
problem.
it's a nautical mile off coast.
It's
Oh,
on
I
the
thought the
reef.
lighthouse was on. Oh,
Yeah,
the
I thought
lighthouse
that-
is
The
on
lighthouse
reef.
is on the reef.
It's right.
On
Okay.
Because the movie is They Came from Devil's Reef.
Right. So
Right.
the lighthouse is on the reef, and then we saw in the
Yeah.
first scene it opens up and goes down to the base underneath
Correct.
the reef. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Doesn't mean
Did
you
not
can't
you
make
have
this work.
plan? I
You
thought
have
you were the
choices.
plan ahead.
though. Poor Dr. Franklin. You have choices. You could try to talk your way into one. You could government badger your way into one. You could buy one. Or rent, not buy.
Oh, no, I have a plan. Alex, could you procure us a boat, please?
Your plan is Alex.
Good plan.
I do
Excellent.
not drive boats, do not drive planes, do not know what you're talking about.
Wait, no. I thought she. Never mind. I don't know what the heck she's been saying. He's been
That
saying.
is fine. I will talk to a fisherman of particular choosing. Have not spoken with this fisherman before about renting a boat prior to this entire trip, knowing that we would be on the bay, needing to go towards the reef and fighting the men of fish. No, have not done this.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not.
And
I don't know. I got lost.
so, Alex, you want to go up and talk to a complete stranger, clearly, and talk about renting a boat that you've never discussed before, clearly, correct?
Precisely.
Okay. Alex disappears up the dock and waves you back so you can only watch from a distance. Alex, please pick your social attribute of choice, force, finesse, or resilience, it's up to you, and persuasion, and roll it. So, presence, manipulation, or composure, plus persuasion.
And remember, you have the enhancement.
I do.
Correct.
Is the vodka a hangover?
You're slightly drunk, not a hangover.
Okay.
You don't have to. You don't add it as a bonus when you're rolling because that'll roll extra dice. We just add the enhancement after we see what you roll.
Okay. Cool.
Whoa!
5 successes. Okay.
Wow.
Again, because no one is rolling against you, you can bank. This is a difficulty 1 because he was neutral to you, because you and somebody else and he had talked previously. So you can bank those 3 successes as enhancements to your next roll.
Ooh. I like
Or-
this plan.
Or
Oh,
you
wait.
can use them as complications in the next roll, but whichever you want when that happens.
Oh,
So-
decisions. Okay.
Alex talks to the gentleman for a few minutes. They pass the fisherman something, you don't know what. Fisherman nods, and when you all get waved over.
I look at
When you walk up to the boat, and what is obviously a complete coincidence, this is also an odd-looking fellow. Alex seems to know a lot of odd-looking fellows. Meets them randomly as strangers. He's waiting for you to get on what is obviously a fishing trolley meant for like 2 people to use. You can all fit. You should be standing on the deck, and it's cramped and it smells like fish.
Just like
This is the kind of boat
homeland.
that when you see them going down the coast, they're just covered in seagulls because it's all fish all the time.
Stanley would have loved this boat.
It's a beauty.
They would not be seagulls. They would be the gulls of the bay. They are the bay gulls. Is not
No.
how-
That's what
Bagel.
we ate this morning.
But that is English. That is how it works. Yes.
Right. Sure.
Okay. So we will fend off the bagels and ride to the House of Lights.
I could really go for a bagel right now.
Dr.
Anyway.
Franklin will try to sit as close to the middle of the boat as possible.
Are you afraid of water, Dr. Franklin?
You can roleplay your boat ride while I switch scenes.
Not afraid of water. Alex just preparing for the ocean spray and any choppy water, anything of that nature. Sitting in the center allows you to take the majority of the moisture that would be traveling through the air, hopefully.
You would make a good chum.
Thanks, Alex. I think you're a chum too.
No. That is not what
Alex, just leave it.
Okay, I will leave it. Clearly, he does not understand English as well as I do.
No, he doesn't.
Alex, I think you have the mastery of the English language.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I know
Sure
Mama
does.
and Papa worked very hard.
Yeah, good thing you know
Ballet
your
school.
Pappy.
So are we driving
Jim-
ourselves?
Jim never had any parents. I just remembered that.
No, the odd-looking fellow is piloting his own boat. He's gonna take you there and then wait around till you're done and bring you back.
Okay. Now, when you say odd-looking
Thanks, Doc.
fellow,
I
would you
forgot
say
I
that-
didn't have parents.
would you say that he looks like a fishman?
He looks like a fisherman, yes.
Right. A fisherman.
Fish or man? There's an or.
Exactly.
So they could be either fish or men.
But
That's
what
how
if
the
Alex
English
gets
language
it.
works.
So-
I want to chat him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk up to him. You say, hey, and he says,
How long you been?
The entire conversation is just like guttural grunts.
He's maintaining eye contact with you. One eye is open more than the other.
How long you been doing the fishing?
He takes his pipe out of his mouth and slowly and deliberately changes it while he maintains eye contact. Long time.
Yeah. How long?
Puts it back in his mouth, takes him 30 seconds to light it. Most of my life.
How's the fishing been lately?
Not as good as in my pappy's day.
Oh yeah. Is your pappy still around?
Nah, he passed.
Oh. When?
Long time ago, I reckon.
Do you have any concept of time, old crusty fisherman, other than vague references?
Puffs on his pipe for 40 seconds before he answers you. Glances towards the sky and says, yeah, it's afternoon.
Awesome.
A
Excellent.
deft perception of the time.
He
Isn't
very
it
calmly
technically
says,
always
"Oh."
afternoon.
He very calmly says, oh, that's ominous.
What?
You look where he's looking, and there is a rapidly moving storm front coming in, and the clouds are swirling. Seems bad.
That seems appropriate.
Guys. Boatman. Excuse me, boatman. Are you?
Talking to me, son.
Do you see the weather pattern rapidly approaching from the east?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll make it
That's west, son.
starboard?
Nope. Not better.
Doc, maybe you should leave the boating talking to people that actually know how to swim.
I know how to swim. I had a very impressive outing at a public pool once.
Doc.
Again, will we be reaching the reef before the storm arrives?
I reckon.
Good. Very nice. Very good.
My dear Captain, I am very sorry to hear of your father's passing on this, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Thank you, ma'am. The flowers your mama sent were right nice.
Indeed, they always are. Mama and Papa have the good choices in flowers.
The rest of the boat ride passes uneventfully as the waves get choppier and you land and get off the dock. And you realize the dock is on the opposite end of the reef from the lighthouse. Because
Of course
it's a
it
reef
is.
that goes up like this and the lighthouse is on the promontory up here.
It's a big word.
And then
I
the
think
storm rolls
it
in
just means top.
real hard and the sky goes dark and the wind is whipping and the rain is whipping and all visibilities are reduced now. Everything's fine. What do you do?
Wait.
You hear the captain call out to you as you walk towards the lighthouse. Reckon we can't leave till this lets up.
Good observation. All right.
We should make our way to the lighthouse. Get out of the rain.
Thank you.
You
Doc,
don't
for
have
that.
to yell. We hear you. The rain does not make it quieter.
The wind is the wind.
You're passing wind?
We should. The lighthouse.
Guys, I think we should go inside.
The lighthouse.
Everyone, just follow me. Come on, let's go.
We should
Follow Steve. Who's Steve?
What'd you say, Master Chief?
I fought. Let's go.
What did you just tell me?
So do you charge for the lighthouse? You taking your time? How are you approaching in the storm?
We should get to the lighthouse as quick as possible.
I feel as though we should get to the lighthouse as quick as possible.
Let's not
Okay.
run. Let's
Guys,
do like a
we should
light
hurry.
jog.
I would like you all to make cunning rolls, starting with Alex, one at a time. Just cunning,
Just
nothing else.
cunning. Okay.
Oh, that's not great.
You're not really paying attention because you're hurrying.
Oh no.
All right, Master Chief. All right, +1 to the rewrite pool. Jim. All right,
Wow.
Dr. Franklin.
Hey!
Alex, Master Chief, all you care about is the rain is hitting you from different directions, which is real bad, and you see a cyclone out on the water. You're hauling ass. Alex, you think you see strange shadows in the lightning flashes, misshapen shadows. But you mostly ignore it because, there's a lot of wind. It's probably just trees making weird shadows. Jim, you are damn convinced that some of the flora you passed, the plants and the bushes, were writhing and moving of their own accord. You're convinced. Dr. Franklin,
Yes.
you actually stopped to observe one, and you're like, wow, the Scylla actually is moving around. Like the part that comes out of the blossom, and it's extra long too. And when you try to reach out for it, it whips towards you and you yank your hand back, and you're like, huh.
Can I take a sample of that?
You can try, but it wants to bite you.
I
For-
assume it's a tiger lily or a snapdragon.
So you would need to make a
For science.
dexterity plus science.
Dexterity and science? Okay.
Correct. With a major complication from the wind and the storm.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Here we go. For
hope you have
science.
I hope you have your rabies shot.
No, I won't burn a trademark this early. Okay.
3 successes, which
successes.
is exactly what you needed.
Yep. So I can use
You
2.
get a sample.
I can use 2 to overcome a major complication and then 1 for the success, right?
Correct.
Oh, right. Yeah, so as this thing's I reach out, it whips at my hand, I kind of pull it back. I'm like, and I look at the group kind of running up ahead, and I'm like, wait! And it gets lost in the wind. And then
That is actually exactly what was going to happen. Now I need you to roll survival plus intelligence.
Oh, no.
Intellect.
oh no.
Once again, Dr. Franklin gets left behind.
You did this to yourself
No,
this time.
no, I yelled
Got
out.
Left behind.
I yelled
Finding
out,
Audrey
wait.
too.
I specifically
if you
just
fail-
said, I yelled out, wait.
If you fail, I'm going to give him a chance to hear you. See what
Another
happens.
diversion. Excellent idea.
Add another dice to the rewrite pool, and I need, starting with Master Chief, to roll survival plus cunning.
Survival plus cunning. Okay. Okay.
J3 Billion is giving Master Chief disadvantage to his next roll.
So he gives you an additional complication. Your difficulty is 4.
That is not nice. Oh, that is so not nice.
Thanks.
I know.
Thanks,
Add another
Jay.
die to the rewrite pool. Alex, your turn. Survival plus cunning. There's a lot of dice in that rewrite pool.
Yeah, we're at 5 already.
So
Survival plus cunning. So also, by the way, Alex has done another outfit change.
in the middle.
Rain slicker, right?
Just in the middle of the rainstorm, you have no idea how, why. You've never taken your eyes off of Alex, but now Alex has, like the big 50s hair and
Oh, jeez.
Getting
you
wet.
know, sunglasses and the very
It
pattern.
was the lightning flash.
It-
That's when you changed.
Yes, exactly. So now I shall roll.
Would you like to use any of the rewrite die? I'm asking since we're getting close to the end.
Yeah, why not? Oh well.
Is
not
anybody
the-
going to stop her? She has to. You all have to vote yes to it.
Use
not-
it all.
You
Oh.
can use 2. So
Oh.
it'd be survival plus cunning plus 2 bonus.
I also have bonus die on my own.
Those are enhancements. These are actual bonus to the roll.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you guys don't mind.
No.
They said you can have it, so add 2 dice to your roll.
Sweet.
J3 million billion gives disadvantage to Vorpal Tales, but advantage for being a voice in the void at the same time. So
Aw.
straight roll apparently. Thank you, Jay, being active in chat.
Thank you, J. 3 bajillion, trillion.
3 trillion
3
thousand.
Googleplex.
Googleplex.
All right, Alex, let's see what happens.
The suckus.
Ooh, perfect.
Nice. So with your enhancements, you went over the 3 you needed. You got the 3 without the enhancements, so I'm going to let you keep the enhancements. No need to waste them. They would just roll forward. So you actually hear Dr. Franklin say, "Wait, I'm coming," but his voice is fading. He's going the wrong way.
Oh my god, Dr. Franklin's going the wrong way. We gotta help him.
Who the hell?
What the Sam Hill happened to your accent?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have had this accent the whole time.
You know,
I
Master
just
Chief,
don't
do you
seem
go
to
collect
trust
the
you.
doctor?
yes.
Master
I
Chief.
actually
Okay, go ahead. Describe it for us.
can I use? I guess I can't use trademark.
I'm not
It's
actually
a
going to
roll,
make
right?
you roll
Oh, okay.
because you're the one most likely to find someone in a storm from your time in France. So, describe for us how you appear out of the rain in front of him.
So, just want to he's sort of feverishly looking around, trying to hold us down.
He
And
is
then
going the
it's-
wrong way towards a cliff, actually.
Right, and then it's just that moment of he turns, and then I'm just there, standing on the edge of the cliff, and it's
In a lightning flash. It's dramatic.
right.
Whoa, Master Chief. Master Chief, I have a sample of the flora.
Didn't leave you behind this time. Let's go.
He
And
holds
I'll-
up a vial, and whatever's inside of it is writhing dramatically.
That's weird. Let's go.
Thank you. I'm glad I was able to help you find the pathway to the lighthouse.
Right.
You catch back up to the group, and you arrive short time later. You find a road and follow it. Looks like this road went all the way to the dock, but you're unable to see it in the storm, which is why you started to get lost. The road
Okay.
itself dead ends at a fence, and it looks like it was locked with a expensive gate, but the gate has been bent and torn like Magneto had at it, and it's got rends in it in the shape of claws.
Is that supposed to look like that?
We're gonna need a bomber squadron.
Looks like a very strange renovation.
Yeah, I don't think that. No.
Have you not seen the big machines with the claw looking in the grab the...
I'd like to
Are you
get
talking-
out of the rain, please.
Doc,
It's
everybody would
raining?
like to get out of the grain.
Do you head inside?
Is there a outpost station or anything here that we could get in?
Yeah.
There was, but it looks like it was made out of cardboard and got blown over by the wind.
Man, that
Oh,
sucks. Huh.
And all of the stuff inside of it would have looked perfect from the front, but when it falls over, it's 2-dimensional. 'Cause it's just cardboard stand-ups.
Man, this rain and wind has destroyed a lot of stuff around here.
It's gonna destroy us. Let's get inside.
It's almost like a hurricane. Feels almost like a movie. We are in like B-movie of horror flick, but
Did
that
it
is
hit
impossible.
you like a hurricane?
Alex, how many times have I talked
Yes,
to
we
you
are
about-
moving, Alex. We're moving towards the lighthouse,
Yes, the lighthouse, the house of lights. Let us see.
which is not lit up, by the way.
That is very disappointing.
So,
It's a bit light on light.
I wish to leave, go back to the hotel. Very disappointed. Trip is over. 1 star on the newspaper advertisement.
you push your way through the gate and enter into the grounds. It looks like the road turns into a circle, and there's 2 small parking garages. Small, they could hold 3 vehicles each. And they're closed, but they look intact. And then the lighthouse farther up the road.
We don't know
Would you
anything
like to explore
about
the
this
grounds?
place.
Would you like to explore the garages, or would you like to go straight to the lighthouse?
What's the
Correct.
closest place that'll look like us, get us out of the rain?
Either of the garages is equidistant from you and closer than the lighthouse.
I would
Good for the
probably head
garages.
there first just to try to get out of the rain and get our bearings.
What is the point? We are already very soaking wet. I will have to do another costume change. I will have to dry off.
Well,
I need
look,
everyone to make-
fancy car or
Again.
something in there.
Master Chief, Jim, please, can we get out of the rain as quick as possible?
You all need to make a dex plus athletics roll 1 at a time, starting with Alex. Dexterity plus athletics. Your enhancements will count if they become necessary, Alex.
Oh!
2 dice to the rewrite pool.
Oh,
Master Chief.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right, Jim. One more dice to the rewrite. It's filling up right at the end. It's great.
Jeez.
And Dr. Franklin,
There it is.
one more. Wow.
did you say that botch was worth more than 1?
You got 4 total from those rolls.
Okay, so the
Wow.
botch was 2.
What's our
You just
rewrite
replaced
at?
everything Alex
We're at
used plus
7.
2 more. Yes.
We should blow 4 of them here doing something cool.
Yes, you're going to get a chance to. Because what happens is you're running and you haven't decided to go left or right yet. When a giant lightning bolt hits the one on the left,
Oh!
and the entire garage explodes in a massive pyrotechnic fireball.
Oh!
Oh boy!
That's really unfortunate.
I'm not surprised.
And when
The
it blows
lightning
up,
strikes happen like my man and Papa used to experience and tell me of.
Master Chief is ready. And he rolls to the side and behind a car. The rest of you just look at it, and it hits you and makes you fly backwards like in a movie. It's weird. And you hit the car Master Chief is hiding behind. And you're all got the wind knocked out of you.
Oh!
And you now all have a +1 complication to any roll.
I've never experienced a blow that hard.
How do you use stunts, by the way?
That was pretty bright,
You have
but
to
not
roll,
very
and
bright.
if your successes on the roll exceed the number of successes you need, you can pay for the stunts with the extra.
Okay.
They all should have a cost in successes. Should say SU, I think, or whatever the abbreviation is.
Do we take the first?
Most are 1.
Are we-
No, this isn't an injury. This is a
okay.
complication.
Complication? Okay.
Yeah. You all sprint towards, after you catch your wind, you all sprint towards the one on the right, and you realize it's locked up tight. Somebody's going to have to break in there. Good thing you got a big pool of rewrite dice.
Oh, hey guys, I think I might have learned a few things about how to open doors, back in the day. Totally legal. Don't worry about it.
Just be careful. I believe the metal of the shed and the padlock is attracting the lightning strikes.
It's okay. I'll manage. I don't make the rules. I just test them.
So Alex, Master Chief, and Doc Franklin vote on whether he gets to use half the rewrite pool.
Sure.
I will let him burn as much as he wants to.
All right.
Motion
suppose.
carries.
Half is in 4
Round
or
down.
3. Okay, 3. So
So it's going to be Either cunning or dex, your choice, plus larceny, +3.
All right.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Nice.
It had the +1 complication, and you overcame it. Exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
And that was my one aspiration, so cool.
Check that off.
Yep.
As Jim gets the door open, the lightning strikes, and the shadow is looming behind you and reaches towards you with menacing claws.
No.
You all, and the camera freezes until next week. And as our time slot is almost up, we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to leave you on a cliffhanger until next week when Shawn can finally punch a fish man. I like it. You can all have a +1 enhancement for rolling with that at the end there. I like it.
Awesome.
Well, real glasses. That's weird. None of my sunglasses are prescriptions, so yeah.
I don't believe that you actually need glasses there, Alex.
Well,
Lie.
Well, dear viewers, you've reached the end of this session, but have no fear. This game will continue every week right here, starting at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. Tune in next week for more exciting shenanigans. But we're not quite done tonight yet. First, we always vote for our favorites. Everybody gets to pick their favorite person of the night and tell everyone why. It can be anything from role-playing to a cool scene to I have pity on you, because you're terrible. Every vote can either be 1/2 of an experience point, or +1 extra dice to any roll carrying through into future sessions. Starting with Alex, who's your favorite and why?
You would pick me, wouldn't you? Oh crap. Does this count as a pity dice? Giving it to Jim over there for it being his first live stream ever in the whole wide world ever?
Ouch.
Oh,
It
thank
can,
you,
or
honey.
it could be he just did really good and you think he's awesome. Or pity.
No.
Oh no, I know my wife. That's pity.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Master Chief, who and why?
Huh. I'm gonna go with Dr. Franklin
And why?
Aw.
because mostly for pity because it's Dr. Franklin, but
For
He-
existing.
That's so mean.
he did manage to get that sample, so
He was doing his best.
He did. And he took
And-
the chance to-
Yeah.
right, and like the movie
Go off
did
a
that
cliff.
whole like subtle thing where it's like, oh, Dr. Franklin's gonna get lost again. Oh nope, Master Chief was there to save him. So the
That's a good
sequel
scene.
sort of
It was an
Yeah.
M. Night Shyamalan twist.
What a
Dr. Franklin,
tease.
who's your favorite and why?
Shamalalama man?
Exactly.
Along a ding dong.
I do not know how to say his name properly. I apologize. Dr. Franklin!
he's watching
sorry,
the stream
M.
right now.
M. Night
That would
Shyamalan.
be amazing. It
Um,
would actually be kind of amazing.
okay, so I because Sarah takes all the best ideas. I was also
I'm sorry?
really, no. I was also really impressed with Jim/Devin stepping in, filling in the role for us, and really thankful. So we did really
Well,
well, and
thank
I
you.
wanted to give you my point for the night.
Eric, we love you and miss you. Come back.
And Jim, who and why?
I'm so, that
Dr.
was, oh, that
Franklin,
sounded
because
terrible.
I stole his hush puppy.
Oh,
It was tasty.
All right.
It was really
That's
tasty.
messed up.
All right. So, Jim, what are you doing with your 2? Taking the full XP or taking +2
Oh, I'm taking the
rolls?
full XP.
What are you going to do with yours, Doc?
the XP.
And what are you going to do with yours, the
Nobody.
other person who got a vote?
It was 2 and 2.
Oh, you got 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you both get +1 XP. The party gets +1 XP for using half of the rewrite pool in one scene.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 1 XP for attending. Devin gets +1 for achieving a short-term aspiration.
Nice.
And it appears the fire is burning low, dear viewers, and we need to gather more wood to keep the night from closing in on us. We will catch up with our badly dubbed but fan favorite B-movie heroes next Wednesday. Scream Queen and Kings, tell us what you're up to in the world after this.
At Space Lord PJ's is probably going to bed because he has to get up early tomorrow. But catch us on Friday here at Vorpal Tales. We'll be running Descent and Avernus, so that'll be fun. It'll be a hell of a good time. Also, you can check me out at cartoon.ninja. That's where I do my doodles and post them. And then check us out on vorpaltales.com.
So, I always remember I go after Shawn. That's all I remember ever. You can find me on Twitter and a few other places at Neat Sullivan. Also, I apologize for the stuffy nose. I do not have coronavirus. I just have sinus infection. You can also find me on my Etsy store at Neat & Co Designs, and I sell stickers and other fun original designs. I'm working on renovating the shop, so it's changing over some merchandise. But I will be, in the meantime, until Monday for Vorpal Tales, playing. I'm going to play Animal Crossing over the weekend. Don't judge.
Should be no judging for playing Animal Crossing. Devin, you let her play.
There's something else to be played on that Switch.
Wait, are you trying to play Breath of the... Was that what I heard? Like, you're trying to play a year-old game?
You have to wait for his outro. Dr. Franklin, go!
Played it twice already.
No! Yes, hi, I'm Steve. I play Dr. Franklin at Voodoo Arcade on the internet, and you can find me in all of our games that we play here at Vorpal Tales on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as our recap show, Vorpal Arcanum, on Thursday. If you want to check out anything that you've missed, we'll give a quick, very quick, fun recap while we play a video game. Also this weekend, as mentioned at the top of the show, the Onyx Path Digital Convention is this weekend, and super excited. I will be playing in 2 live play sample games this weekend, whose dates and times I'm forgetting, and I don't have my note in front of me because I'm a professional.
And we're so proud of you.
Thank you. But I'll be playing in Mummy, and then I believe that's on Saturday. Check the times on the website for the details. And then on Sunday, I will be playing in Cavaliers of Mars. So check those out.
You can find me back here next week for more fun with Vorpal Tales. You can catch me in the meantime on Twitter. Brand new to it, so forgive me if it takes me a hot minute to get anywhere. But it's at Sorta Sullied. Until then, I'm going to be playing Breath of the Wild. Yes.
You're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Unless, of course, Sarah steals it away to play Animal Crossing.
Sarah, you punch him and then you just steal it and you be like, "This is mine now." That's how it works.
I will eat him.
Somebody mute the Master Chief. Devin, continue.
That is not how it works. How it works is I give it to her because I'm really nice and she's cute. And I'm a sucker for a pretty face.
And she's your wife.
Plus, she's my wife. Yeah, I mean...
Sounds like a swimmingly good time for all. I myself will be playing a Sonic Monk in Hell on Friday on Vorpal Tales starting at 8 Eastern, followed by some superhero action on Monday starting at 8 Eastern, where we play Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition. Come see us then. You can also find me deep in the depths of Creepypasta and everywhere else online as Eldritch Echoes. And this weekend, I will also be at the Onyx Path Virtual Convention doing production, and it's going to be awesome. Don't forget, check out the Legend Lore Kickstarter too. And remember, follow us here on Onyx Path and also our Twitch channel, Vorpal Tales, and head over to YouTube for past episodes. Like and subscribe and leave comments. Your support helps us keep this going. Until then, I leave you all with this bit of B-movie wisdom. We call Dr. Franklin by his nickname Neutron because he's always so positive. See you all next week and good night.
Bye.
Bye.